Hello student, in our last video we have covered the topics which are terrestrial and the extraterrestrial radiation. The extraterrestrial radiation means the radiation outside the earth atmosphere, and the terrestrial radiation is the radiation at the surface of the earth. These are the two types of the radiation, that is the extraterrestrial and the terrestrial radiation. Now we have been seeing the extraterrestrial radiation and we started the terrestrial radiation. In that we have discussed the phenomena, that is the two mechanisms which are very important in the earth atmosphere, that is the absorption and the scattering. Due to absorption and scattering, there is a decrease in the intensity of the solar radiation, and after that all process, that is the scattering and the absorption, the radiation reaches the earth surface, and all after that all the process, the radiation which are coming to the earth surface again classified into three types, that is depending on that mechanism whether the intensity of the radiation is a maximum or a minimum, or the radiation which are directly coming to the earth surface, or they are scattered here and there and after that they reaches the earth surface. So there are three types of the radiations. The first, that is there are three types of the radiation which reaching the earth surface, which as follows. First is the beam radiation, that is the direct radiation. Second is the diffuse radiation, and third one is the global radiation, which is also known as the total radiation. These are the three types of the radiation which are reaching the earth surface. Now let's see one by one. So first is the beam radiation. It is also known as the direct radiation. The solar radiation which come directly from the apparent disks without reflection from the other objects is called as the beam or the direct radiation. That means the radiation emitted by the sun which are directly coming to the earth surface without any reflection from the other objects, like from the different gases or the particulate matter or the some layers, there is no reflection from that. So the radiation which are directly coming to the earth surface, and these radiations are known as the beam radiation or direct radiation. Direct means they do not change their direction when they passing through the earth atmosphere, so they are also known as the direct radiation. And they are coming from the apparent disc, like suppose apparent means there is a spherical disc like a region of the sun, and from that the radiation are coming out. So the solar radiation received at the earth surface without change of direction, that is in line with the sun. That means the radiation which are emitted from the sun without change of direction and is in line with the sun, that means the along straight line from the sun, and they directly reaching the earth surface or directly reaches the earth surface. So this is the beam radiation. The solar radiation outside the sun atmosphere is entirely direct radiation. We know that within the earth atmosphere there are different gases, particulate matter, water vapors, and due to that there is two phenomena, that is the absorption and the scattering. Due to that there is a change in the path of the sun radiations. So outside the earth atmosphere the entirely radiations are direct radiation. That means outside from the atmosphere of the earth there is entirely, because there is no any disturbance or there is no any gases or substances, like substance, that means the matter which or water vapor or some particulate matter, there is no so there is no possibility to occurrence of the absorption and the scattering. So outside from the earth atmosphere, the total radiations or the entire radiations are only direct radiation. This is the beam radiation. Now second type is the diffuse radiation. The solar radiation received from the sun after its direction has been changed by reflection and scattering by the atmosphere. As we seen before, there is a reflection and the scattering of the radiation which are coming from the sun. So these radiations are known as the diffuse radiation, which is particularly due to scattering. So this is known as the diffuse radiation. It is defined as the solar radiation scattered by aerosols and dust molecules. That means the particulate matter present in the atmosphere and the dust molecule, and also gases or some layer, that is the ozone layer, and due to that there is a scattering of the radiation. So this is known as the diffuse radiation. It does not have any direction because there is a scattering. After scattering, the radiation goes here and there, so there is no particular direction for that radiation. So after scattering, they will go here and there, and after covering some distance or some path, then after that there is a decrease in the intensity, and then they will reach the earth surface. So they do not have any particular direction. Diffuse solar radiation is the total radiation minus the direct radiation or the beam radiation. That means the diffuse radiation is equal to the total radiation minus beam radiation. So there is a diffuse radiation. So this is all about the diffuse radiation. Now third one is the global radiation. That is the total radiation. Total or global radiation is all solar radiation incident on a surface, including scattered, reflected and the direct. That means the total or global radiation is all solar radiation, and which are incident on the surface. That means including scattered, reflected or direct. These all are the global radiation. It does not include radiation that has been absorbed by matter and then re-emitted, because most of this radiation is at a longer wavelength, that is 3 micrometer. That means it does not include radiation which has been absorbed by the different gases or particulate matter or water vapor which are present in the earth atmosphere, and after that there is a emission, that is re-emitted, because of this radiation is at the longer wavelength. That means the after scattering or after absorbing there is a emission. So this radiation has a longer wavelength, and which is in the order of 3 micrometer, and this is all about the global radiation or the total radiation, which is the sum of the diffuse radiation and the beam radiation. Now this is the direct, diffuse and total radiation. Now from the sun, the rays which are directly coming to the earth's surface is known as the beam radiation. That means there is a photovoltaic panel, and on the photovoltaic panel there is a direct beam from the sun, and this is known as the beam radiation. And the brownish surface is the earth surface, and some rays are reflected from the earth surface. That means in the side of the beam radiation there is a reflection radiation, or is also known as the albedo. That is the reflected radiation. From the earth surface there is a reflection of radiation and again go back to the photovoltaic panel. Now we know that the atmosphere is a cloudy or cloudless. When the radiation coming from the sun are passing through the clouds, or sometimes they get reflected again back to the space. That means there is some region which is shown in the figure where there is a cloud, that is the dotted region, some short lines, or there is a very small lines, that is the cloudy region. After that we will get the diffuse radiation, and some radiations are reflected from the cloud, and which is again go back to the atmosphere, and also in the space. So if they travel the long distance, if the radiations are passing through the some particulate matter or gaseous which are present in the atmosphere, there is also diffuse radiation, and the radiation also absorbed by that matter, so there is absorption of the radiation. So depending on that, there are two types mainly, that is the beam radiation and the diffuse radiation, and the global radiation is the total radiation. So there is a sum of two. So some radiation which are coming to the earth's surface are reflected from the water. That means we know that on the earth's surface there is a water, huge amount of water. There is 78% or 79% is a water, and another remaining only land. So there is a reflection of the sun radiation or the solar radiation from the water also, and the reflected radiation is known as the albedo. So this is the representation of the direct, diffuse and total solar radiation. Now next is the some concepts which are related to the sun or solar's atmosphere, or some radiation which are coming from the sun, that is the solar radiation, which are related terms. So first is the sun at the zenith, second is the zenith angle, and third one is the air mass. These are very important terms about the solar radiation. Now let's see first sun at zenith. If the position of the sun is directly overhead, then it is called as the sun at zenith. That means if the position of the sun is directly above, that is the directly overhead, then this position of the sun is known as the sun at zenith. That means the exactly above, that is the overhead, and this position of the sun is known as the sun at the zenith. Second is the zenith angle. The solar radiation which makes an angle with the normal horizontal surface of the earth, that angle is known as the zenith angle. Suppose if we consider the figure, there is a sun and the radiation emitted from the sun. Now the horizontal line shows the earth's surface, and as in the definition, normal horizontal surface of the earth, that means the horizontal line is the earth's surface, and the normal to that surface, that is the vertical dotted line, which is the normal to the earth's surface, and the zenith angle is the angle between the solar radiation, that means the solar radiation which makes an angle with the normal horizontal surface, that is the dotted line, that is the angle between the dotted line and the solar radiation. This angle is known as the zenith angle. The zenith angle is similar as the elevation, that means the elevation from the earth's surface. So but the zenith angle is only between solar radiation and the vertical dotted line, which is similar to the elevation. So this is the zenith angle. Next is the air mass. It is defined as the ratio of the mass of the atmosphere through which the beam radiation passes to the mass it will pass through if the sun is directly overhead, that is at the zenith. That is the air mass is the ratio of two masses. That means first mass is the mass of the atmosphere through which beam radiation passes. That means the beam radiation passes through atmosphere, and the mass of that atmosphere to the mass it will pass through if the sun directly overhead at its zenith position. That means when the sun is directly overhead, so the sun emits radiation, and that radiations passes through the atmosphere and the mass of that atmosphere. So there is two masses. First is the mass of the atmosphere through which the beam radiation passes. That means the beam radiation passing the earth surface, and the mass of that earth surface or earth atmosphere. So this is the first one, and the second one is the mass from that the radiation passes when the sun is at the zenith. That means sun is exactly at the overhead. So this is the air mass, that is the ratio of two masses, and which is the unitless. The extra, we know that there are two types of the radiation, that is the extraterrestrial and the terrestrial radiation. The air mass is 0 corresponding to extraterrestrial radiation. Extraterrestrial means the radiation which are outside the earth atmosphere, and the value of the air mass for that is 0. The value of the air mass for the value of air mass is 1 for the sun at its zenith, that is the air mass 1 correspond to the case of sun at its zenith, and the air mass 2 correspond to the case of zenith angle of 60 degree. That means the air mass has a different values. The air mass is 0 for the extraterrestrial radiation, air mass is 1 for the when the sun at its zenith position. That means if the position of the sun is exactly above, that is the overhead, and for that the value of air mass is 1, and when the value of the zenith angle is 60 degree, then the value of the air mass is 2. There is a relation between air mass and the zenith angle. The relationship between air mass and zenith angle is given by air mass is equal to sec of theta z. That means the air mass equal to secant of zenith angle, where theta z is the zenith angle and A, capital AM is the air mass. That means air mass is equal to sec of theta z. This is the relationship between the mass and the zenith angle. So these are the three concepts which are important for the solar radiation. Now in this way we will finish our first chapter. That means the theory of first chapter we covered all theory, and after that we will see some problems or numericals on the solar constant or some other topics. So in next video we will discuss some problems or numerical. So let's continue in our next video.